Okay guys, so we're orange this week. I warned you this might happen. We are going to make a new cheat sheet for the next section. It will not be as difficult as adding and subtracting integers was. This is going to be for multiplication and division, and it is a lot less confusing. So the first thing you want to do is just get a piece of paper like always, and we're going to make this another cheat sheet. You're just going to write cheat sheet right at the top like we did before. And the good thing about multiplying and dividing integers is that the rule is the same. So you still are going to ask yourself the same question that you ask yourself when we're adding. So we're going to say, do they have the same sign? Or do they have a different sign? So I'll give you a few seconds to write this down. So we've got same sign or different sign. The rules are the same for multiply or divide. So whether you're multiplying or whether you're dividing, if you have the same sign, your answer will be positive. And if they're different signs, regardless of what it is, if you have one's positive and one is negative, then you're gonna have an answer that is negative. So if they're both positive or negative, it's positive. If you have one of each, if one is positive and one is negative, your answer is always going to be negative. We're going to do some practice like we always do, so that you can see what I'm saying. But so far, this is for multiplication and division. I can write that on there. So just like with addition, no matter what the problem is, the first thing you're going to say is ask yourself is, okay, do they have the same sign or do they have a different sign? And then we just go through the normal steps. For example, we're going to do, I don't know, maybe like 10 examples. I'll try to go as quickly as I can so this video is not long. All right, so if it's a multiplication problem and it looks something like this, they're probably going to be separated by parentheses, and we already know that that means that this is multiplied. So we're going to ask ourselves the question, is it the same sign or is it a different sign? Well, this one's positive and this one's negative, so it's a different sign, right? So that means our answer is going to be negative. All you do is multiply like you normally would do. So 6 times 10 is 60, right? And since this one's positive and this one's negative, your answer is negative. It's very simple. You just multiply normally and then look back and say, okay, well, these are different, so the answer is negative. Now, if this would have been a -6, then this would have been a positive 60. For example, let's do one like this. -15 times -3. Same sign, different sign. These are the same, correct? So you just do 15 times 3. 15 times 3 is 45. The answer is positive because both of these are negative. Does that make sense? So you're going to do same sign, answer is positive, different sign, your answer is negative. Now, if it's a division problem, it'll look something like this. I don't know. It could be written like 50 with a little division sign like this. You've seen this before, like even in elementary school. So if it's like 50 divided by 5, you're still going to say, is it the same sign or is it a different sign? Well, this one's positive and this one's negative, so that's different, which means my answer is going to be negative, and 50 divided by 5 is 10. So your answer is -10. Or it could be like, I don't know, -18 over -9. Now, before we freak and say that's a fraction, I don't know what to do, you know that the inverse operation of a fraction is what you're doing here. Well, not the inverse operation, but when you have a fraction, your top number is divided by your bottom number. So your numerator is divided by your denominator. So basically all this is saying is 18 divided by 9. So 18 divided by 9 is 2. We have the same sign here, so your 2 is going to be positive. It can also look like this. Let's do one like, I don't know, 54, -54 divided by 6. You're going to ask yourself, same sign or different sign? These are different, so my answer is going to be negative. And what is 54 divided by 6? 9. So my answer is -9. Okay. The only other thing that can happen is that they'll get just a little bit trickier. You know, there's always some towards the end that are a little bit harder. I'm going to show you some examples of those. Okay, here's one. You might see something that looks like this. So you might have like -3 to the third power. Now, if you have your calculator, you can put this in parentheses and use a caret key and get 3 and get your answer. But basically, you know that when something is raised to the third power, it means you're multiplying it by itself 3 times. So -3 to the third power is the same as -3 times -3 times -3. So now we have a negative times a negative times a negative. This becomes a 3-term problem where we're going to need to do order of operations. They're all multiplication, so we're just going to like cover this last one up like we always do in class, and we're going to like figure this out. So we've got a multiplication of integers problem, same sign or different sign. These are the same. So this answer is going to be positive. -3 times -3 is going to be +9. Then we bring down what was left over. So now we just have 9 times -3. Now do we have the same sign or a different sign? We have the different sign. So our answer is going to be negative. And 9 times -3 will be -27. Let's see if I can think of another one that might be hard. Let's do a division one that's kind of weird. Now this is going to be the one of those that like puts together a bunch of things that we've done, you know, like this week for adding and subtracting and some dividing. So this is going to look kind of weird, but you can do it. So we've got 12, let's do 12 minus -36 on the top of your fraction and -6 on the bottom. So you're going to have whatever this value is divided by -6. So we have to like look at this, just this part here, and figure out what 12 minus -36 is. This top is a subtraction problem, right? So we're going to keep, change, change. So now we have 12 plus 36. 12 plus 36 is 48. So now we have 48 divided by -6. Same sign or different sign? These are different. So the answer will be negative, and 48 divided by 6 is 8. So your answer is -8. That's basically it. I told you I'd try to keep the video under 8 minutes so you didn't want to kill me, but you can rewatch this and kind of get ideas, but the gist is same sign, different sign. If it's the same, meaning they're both positive or they're both negative, your answer will be positive. You just do the multiplication or do the division like you normally would, put the sign on at the end. If they're different signs, the answer will always be negative. You just multiply and divide like normal and then put the negative sign on the answer. Okay, that's all I have. Remember, you can come to the Teams meeting or like the FaceTime meeting or whatever next week. It'll be Wednesday. There's a link on your materials page that says office hours /FaceTime /something, I forget. But you just click that link. I'll be sitting there. It'll be me looking at you. You can see me face to face and you can ask me any questions or anything that you need. All right, I'm at 8 minutes. I wish I could see you guys. Hopefully we'll be back next week. Bye.